All right. Good morning, everybody. Let me jump over here to Canvas. Just got a few announcements for you. I hope your weekend went well. Um, Clear all this garbage off of my screen. Okay. Um, so for this week, what you have on your plate is right in front of you, 1019 through 1025. So it's all about linear systems. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to watch the video tutorial yet or not, but this is a difficult week. I don't say that to just kind of like scare anybody or, you know what I mean, to make people feel like, oh my gosh, all this impending doom and stress. I'm telling you that because I just don't want you postponing what you typically have thought is like easy material. You know, you might look at some things, you might watch a little bit of my video, you jump on it, and within an hour, you got it all knocked out. This week will not be the case. This lesson 1.6 is talking about a few different things. It's talking about matrices. It's talking about systems, but not just equations. It's also talking about inequalities. It's just a lot of material in one lesson. So the reason why I'm just kind of emphasizing this with you is I want you to hit the ground running today. Don't procrastinate. If your day allows you to start this material, please do so. And then I think once you start looking at it, you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Typically, what happens is when students are given problems where it's, you know, 2 or 3 steps, like solving an equation, not too bad, right? Most people can do that. It's not a lot of trouble for people. But with these concepts that are in 1.6, there are multiple steps. And again, if you haven't seen my video tutorial, you'll see in there what I'm talking about. There's just a lot of steps to some of these problems, and it can kind of get a little discouraging. It can get a little difficult, but don't let it make you, quit and bury your head in the sand and just give up. Push through it, go in the next room, scream into your pillow, and then come back to it and get back to work. I get that this is not the easiest unit, especially the easiest lesson to do online, but hopefully my video will help you out. Hopefully, if you were still struggling, you'll reach out to me and let me know if you have any questions or something's just not making sense or if I need to clarify something. You'll notice the video is in 2 parts, and it's actually a really long video. I think typically our videos have lasted, I'm guessing, anywhere between 35 and maybe 50 minutes. I can't remember because I'm also doing geometry as well. This week, are you ready? It's about 2 hours long. So I think part 1 was like an hour and 15 minutes and part 2 is like 45 minutes. It just got split up because something came up and I had to stop the video. A 2-hour long video is a lot. So just like I've emphasized in the past, use that video if you need it. I'm not expecting everybody to go hit play and then be glued to their screen for 2 hours. If you only want to sit through the instructional part of it, great. I think that, I'm guessing, is about half the time, maybe a little less than half the time, maybe 45 minutes. The reason why this week's video is so long is because, like I said, 1.6 has problems that have a lot of steps. It takes a lot of explanation. So what I did was I did those examples, I did those problems, and I really emphasized every single step. I broke it down. So when I did a step, I re-explained what I was doing just to make sure everybody was on the same page. So what I really want you to hear is get on top of this as soon as possible. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait till the end of the week. Don't wait till the weekend. You will be kicking yourself, I promise. So this is this week's material, essential question and check-in. Just like always, this stuff is due on Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. No late work, right? We've already emphasized that every week, but I got 3 emails this morning about, hey, I fell asleep yesterday and, but extensions don't get granted with those things. Like I've emphasized in the past as well, if something serious happens, right, you or your family member goes to the hospital over the weekend or whatever, right, some serious legitimate things happen that stood in your way of finishing the homework, 100%. Let me know. We'll work something out. Also, I've gotten an email just today about people needing help, but they're not accessing this answer key and these video tutorials. So make sure if you're looking at this material, let's just click on this and we can look through it. I know we have in the past, but I just want to emphasize again the importance of this like solutions manual, right? That's what this is. It's not really an answer key. I should rename it as solutions manual because it's telling you, it's giving you the system, but then it tells you, okay, we have to manipulate it a little bit. We're going to multiply the top row, right? We're going to do this. And it's giving you the steps to solve this system. So it's not just saying, hey, the answer is this. It's not just giving you this right here, the solution is. It's giving you all the steps to get to the solution. So please, 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 when you're looking through these problems, have this printed out, have it opened in a tab or something like that, right? It'll definitely help you out. And then, of course, the video tutorial, right? If you need some help, look through that. Those three things, or I should say these two things, the answer key and the video tutorial, those are a must. I'm expecting you to access those and to try to answer your own question before you're like, Chapman, we need to do a Zoom. I don't get it, right? I'm happy to do a Zoom call with you, more than happy, right? I just sit here at this table and I just stare at my screen waiting for an email to come through from you guys to jump on a Zoom call and help you out. I love doing it. In all seriousness, I love getting on here. I love helping you. I love helping students. And then that aha moment comes like, oh, that was it? That's all they were asking? Yep. So like I said, I'm happy to do a Zoom call with you, but make sure you're accessing these two things first. You guys will have just a little bit of a scope and sequence for you. Next week is your test for Unit 1. So your test next week will cover everything we've seen. Basically, what next week will look like is it'll be a review from each lesson. So we skipped a couple of lessons, if I remember right, or we skipped at least one. I can't remember. Well, we skipped some material. So of course, we will skip that as well. You won't be expected to test on that. But the material, the lessons that we did work through, that stuff will be on the test. So you'll have a review from each lesson. Again, just like normal, you'll have a video tutorial from me going through each of those examples, each of those lessons, each of those problems, working them out for you. So hopefully that'll jog your memory. And then for that week, next week, then you'll just access the test in Canvas. But like we talked about last week, if you didn't see my email through Skyward about the new testing procedures, make sure you go look that email up. Maybe I think it was probably 2 emails ago. I think I sent you the testing email and then I sent you an email this weekend, just kind of giving you an update on everything. So go make sure you're reading those emails. All right, I'm gonna pause, let people in. I'm gonna shut up so you guys can ask some questions. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes, ma'am.
when you're talking about like accessing the work ahead of time and getting a jump start on it, do you mean like just reviewing the material as a whole?
Yeah, so some people have done that. Like they'll just access it and like review it and just kind of start digging through it a little bit. Some people will actually start doing it early. So this week's material that was technically assigned today, I've seen in Canvas that they'll access it like on the weekend and start like looking at the practice problems, or they'll even do the essential question. So as much or as little as you can do early, that just kind of sets it up so you guys can come to class today and already have questions for me and be like, hey, I started looking at the material and this isn't making sense. That's the purpose of unlocking it a little bit early. That way you guys can come to class and use this time to ask questions. Good question, Noe. Thank you. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay, let me say it one more time. This week is no joke, right? So if you can get started on that stuff today, please do so. You won't regret it, I promise. All right, take care. If you got questions, hang back. If not, we'll see you Wednesday. Bye. Thank you. You guys have a good one too. Hey Noe, I'm sending you a message. Ashley, questions. Did you just come in? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry.